Good morning and thank you for joining us for State of Texas. I'm Josh Hinkle. Texas lawmakers have returned to Austin for the special session, the same lawmakers taking up many of the same bills that failed to pass just months ago. Can we expect a different result? There are 20 items on the governor's special session call, many of them hot button and controversial. The head of the Senate, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, says he wants to pass all of them. Speaker of the House Joe Straus does not. And that's why the House is moving slower on the first one, sunset legislation. Lawmakers must pass it before they can work on the other 19. And that's just what the Senate did in a midnight session early Thursday morning. The Senate will begin taking up the next 19 items when it convenes again Monday. The House is scheduled to vote on the sunset legislation Monday.
Well, Governor, you say you will make a list of lawmakers who oppose your special session items. What are you going to do with that list?
Well, listen, I think it's important for voters to be able to see where their legislator stands on all these issues. And so whenever legislators sign up in support of one of my 20 agenda items, we will let the voters know about that. So it's really applauding those who come forward to step up to support my agenda.
Well, besides the voters, Governor, let's ask a political question about this. You have $41 million in your campaign bank. And are you going to use any of that money against lawmakers who oppose you or oppose you in this special session?
Well, it's way premature. We need to find out who's going to be running against me. If someone like you runs against me, I may need all 41 million to run against you. If it's not Phil Prazen, I need to see what my opposition looks like. But obviously, I'm going to be supporting members who have philosophies and positions consistent with mine. I'll be looking to ensure that the next election turns in a way that will continue Texas down a pathway that supports individual liberty, limited government, limited regulations, and economic prosperity.
And we had Speaker Straus and Lieutenant Governor Patrick say they want to revamp school finance and agree with you that Robin Hood needs to be done away with. Will you expand your special session call from a school finance study to a school finance reform bill? What are your thoughts on that?
You know, frankly, the language as it stands in my call for the special session is large enough that it includes everything top, side, and bottom related to school finance. If we have some great proposal that can solve our school finance problem that arises in the next 30 days, I'd be honored to sign it. Absent some meaningful overhaul of school finance, I think it's important not just that we study it, but that we have a commission that will lead to meaningful solutions that we will be able to act upon in the next legislative session.
Republicans who oppose some of your priorities, like in the House, they did not pass the property tax rollback election that many people wanted. What will you do if the votes don't change from the regular session?
Well, for one, it's important to understand that the skyrocketing property taxes we have in the state of Texas is one of the most serious problems that constituents across the state of Texas are complaining against. All Republicans and frankly Democrats need to understand the state must step up and do something to lower property taxes. One of the proposals is this rollback. Listen, and as I put in my call for the special session, I'm interested in the best possible proposal that will do the most to cut property taxes in Texas. The rate rollback is one of them. There could be other proposals. Whatever best proposal reaches my desk will be the one I'd be honored to sign.
And this issue has come up in the last few days, but should lawmakers be raising campaign money during this special session? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, as you know, it is legal for them to do so. And so it's just up to the individual legislators about what their own practices want to be. It's important that we avoid any type of conflict of interest. But the reason why the law exists the way that it does is because otherwise, as governor, I could keep legislators in special session all the way up until election, and they would never be able to go out and campaign.
All right, thank you, Phil. Texas election code prohibits lawmakers from accepting any campaign contributions during or 20 days after the regular legislative session. But as the governor pointed out, it says nothing about special sessions, and lawmakers are under a lot of pressure to raise money to keep their seat at the table. This analysis from the Texas Tribune illustrates how much candidates can spend to get elected. During the 2016 election, these 4 local lawmakers spent between $80,000 and $160,000. The cost for each vote ranged from $2.19 to $3. But extremely competitive Texas House and Senate races can go much higher. Senator Chuy Hinojosa spent more than $430,000 in 2016 and won, while former Representative Kenneth Sheets spent more than $500,000 in 2016 and lost. That cost him more than $20 a vote. Governor Abbott put a target on Austin in the special session, promising a fight to roll back local regulations. Just ahead, why this Austin representative says city powers need to be reined in. Then, from bathroom regulations to property taxes and school funding, our roundtable tackles some of the most divisive items before lawmakers. For a second time this year, can we expect a different result?